Hello everybody and welcome to Outdoors Britain. In this episode, as promised, we are going to do the warm versus cold temperature spring piston air rifle test. Okay, and the rifle that we're going to be using for the test is the most accurate and consistent rifle I've got, which is actually my son's Weihrauch HW30. So first off, we're going to head out into the Outdoors Britain garden and we're going to shoot the group at room temperature or warm temperature, whatever you want to call it. Then I'm going to leave the rifle outside for a couple of hours, and that way it will cool down and sort of simulate being out on the golf course for a couple of hours on a freezing cold night, because it is actually quite cold in my neck of the woods at the moment. It's about -1, -2. Anyway, enough of my rambling and let's get on with the experiment. Okay, so the inside temperature is exactly the same as last time, 20.5 degrees. Now let's get outside and shoot that first group. Right, okay. Now I need to do this group as quick as I can because it is quite late and I don't upset my neighbours. Well, that's not too bad for a 20-yard group, considering I haven't even shot the rifle for probably since when I reviewed it on the channel at some point last year. Now I'm going to leave the rifle outside in the cold and let it get climatised, because yeah, it is really cold. So I'll be back out in a couple of hours to shoot the outside temperature group. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours now and the rifle is absolutely freezing cold to the touch. Now let's shoot the cold temperature group at 20 yards. Right, let's go and get the target and see how we did. Right, it's absolutely freezing out here, so let's head indoors and go for a quick summary. Okay, so now we're back indoors in the warm. Let's have a look at the results. Right, okay, so we've got our inside temperature group. Okay, now this was shot when the rifle was at 20.5 degrees, or at least had been sat in 20.5 degrees all day and all evening. And that group is the size of a British 5p piece. However, the shots are low. Okay, my point of aim was right, obviously centre of the bullseye, but the shots have dropped low because the scope wasn't actually zeroed. Okay, so yeah, that's why the shots have dropped off. Now if we come over to the outside temperature at -2, apart from that one flyer up there, again the group still fits under a 5p piece. I know this one's gone a little bit wide, but that was definitely my fault, pulling the shot ever so slightly. But again, it still just about fits under a 5p piece. However, this group is quite clearly lower than this group. So if we get the old tape measure out, and if we use, because it's got this silver bit covering up the first couple of numbers, we'll use 10 as our 0, right? So put that at the centre of the bullseye, just about there. I'd say the centre of that group is at about 12, maybe 13 millimeters. Call it 13 millimeters lower than the centre of the bullseye. So we know that if it was zero properly, it would be on the bullseye. But for the sake of this comparison, it's about 13 millimeters under. And now, if we come across to our outside temperature group and do the same again, and put our 10 at the centre of the bullseye, I'd say the centre of that group was about 21 millimeters lower. So I'm not counting this flyer, I'm just going to run with this group here. I'd say the centre of that was at 21. Now 13 millimeters minus 21 millimeters gives us 8 millimeters. That tells me that at -2 degrees that Weihrauch spring piston air rifle only shoots 8 millimeters lower, which is a lot, sorry, it's a much smaller difference than what you get with the HW100 PCP rifle. Only because we're almost at the end of February now and it's going to start warming up soon, I think for next winter I am definitely going to invest in a decent high-end spring piston air rifle for the winter, because such a small difference at such a huge temperature difference, it's yeah, I think that's going to be the way forwards for winter shooting. Wow, only an 8 millimeter difference in sub-zero conditions. Like I just said, I think that's going to be the way forwards for next winter. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. That is the end. Thank you for watching.